how to make blueberry Pop Tarts, or even some mini Pop Tart cereal, all using your air fryer.
Let's see what's cooking. Let's get the facts. Let's see what's cooking. It's time for Yo-Yo Max 12.
Hello everyone. First thing you're going to do is roll out your pastry. This is plain old pie pastry. You can use the store-bought kind if you want. This is homemade. You're going to roll it out to a minimum 1/4 inch. A little tiny bit thinner is probably better. And then you're going to cut them into rectangles. Now for the regular size Pop-Tarts, it's a rectangle that's 3 inches by 4 inches. I'm using a clean kitchen ruler and a pastry wheel to cut my little rectangles. And you'll need 2 rectangles to make 1 Pop-Tart. Or you can just cut out pieces that are 6 by 8. And then you'll just have to fold those in half to get your Pop-Tart. And then you'll have 1 less seam. Now for your miniature Pop-Tarts, all you have to do is cut out pieces that are 1.5 inches by 2 inches. And then just set those aside. Now you're going to prepare an egg wash, which is a large egg mixed with about a teaspoon of water, and you're going to beat that together lightly. And using a pastry brush, you're going to go around the outside edges of the little rectangle and then 1 little stripe across the center. Then you're going to take your filling. You can use whatever you want. I'm using blueberry jam. You can use strawberry, peach, whatever you'd like. A tiny little dollop on one side, and then you're going to fold that in half to make a tiny little rectangle. You're going to gently press the edges so that they seal, and then I'm using a fork just to reinforce that seal to make sure that nothing is going to come out when they're baking in the air fryer. Larger ones, same idea. Brush some egg wash on the outside edges and 1 across the middle. And then you're going to fill 1/2 with some of that filling. This is my homemade wild blueberry jam. And then fold it over. And then press all the way around. I wanted to get a nice Pop-Tart shape. So even though one of the seams wasn't actually a seam, I still pressed it down a little bit to get that Pop-Tart look. And then I used a fork just to reinforce the seam. If you're doing them separate pieces, you have 1 piece egg washed with some filling and then 1 over top, and then the same thing all the way around. And then finally you're going to brush the entire tops of these with more egg wash. And that's just going to give it a really nice brown color once it's baking. Then you're going to lightly grease your air fryer basket with a little bit of cooking spray. You can kind of see it there. Put in your little Pop-Tarts. They're not going to expand very much, so you can crowd them quite a bit. And then you're going to bake them about 375. Then you're going to bake them at 375. The large ones, let's say 10 minutes or so, and the small ones about 5 or 6. Keep an eye on them, and when they get a nice golden brown, take them out. They'll be done. Let your Pop-Tarts cool completely, and then you're going to make a glaze. All that is powdered sugar and a little bit of cream. You can use milk or cream if you want. Enough so that you get a glazing consistency that's not too runny. I put mine in a Ziploc bag with the corner cut off just to make it easier to handle. And then I put a little bit on each of the little Pop-Tarts, and then I sprinkled with some rainbow sprinkles. Now you can see that some of the sprinkles aren't sticking. This particular frosting hardens relatively quickly, so don't do a whole giant plate full of the mini ones, because your actual glaze might be actually firm enough and dry enough that the sprinkles won't stick. Make sure that your glaze is sticky enough to hold sprinkles. And here's some of the larger ones. I put it all over the top and then added the sprinkles and let them sit. And that glaze will dry up enough so that you can stack them without it smudging. Now, do these taste like Pop-Tarts? No, they don't. Pop-Tarts are gross. I don't like Pop-Tarts. I think the pastry is like cardboard. It has no flavor. But these made with a pie pastry are actually pretty awesome. And these little cereal sized ones, wow, these are so cute. And you know what? When you put these actually in a bowl of milk and eat them like this, they are amazing. I was absolutely totally impressed by my little Pop-Tart cereal. Hope you give it a try. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in seeing more air fryer recipes, I have a few of them on my playlist. Go check it out. Bye-bye.